Episode 29. As last we remember, Spear flew on his pterodactyl to Mira's village. He saw the baby was born, his daughter. He's flying home elated. Meanwhile, Mira thinks she saw him, and found an old map that has a volcano at the end of it. So she sets off on her quest to try to find Spear. So we come in, little baby laughing, and it's a little baby, and it's Spear's daughter, and she's crawling, laughing. Everything seems wonderful. Spear's running in after her. He comes in and he grabs her and he brings her up, and they're both kind of giggling, and everything seems so wonderful. And then she antics back and smacks the shit out of him. He flies back, hits the wall, slides down. And it's not the baby, but it's Brog, some kind of crazy beast. He roars. Spear doesn't understand what's happening, but now he sees the baby again. And the baby's running at him, and he can't believe it, and he shakes his head, but it's Brog running at him. He antics the hammer back, swings down. Spear takes and jumps out of the way just in the nick of time, rolls over, looks. We pan up, and it's the baby. She kind of laughs, and then antics back, laughing, hanging at the end of the hammer. He doesn't understand what's happening, shakes his head, and there's Brog again. Tosses the hammer at him. Spear ducks, hits the wall. Spear looks, and there comes Brog running in. He looks up, and in that moment of frozen time, he sees the baby's head. It's just visions of his baby. And he smiles even though he's in crucially pain, and he gets smashed. The guys are cheering. The head chieftain of these people is kind of a little confused what's happening. He flies back, lands down. The Brog people are cheering. The Spear comes up. He sees the baby coming, walking at him, kind of badass. And then we dissolve, and we see it's actually Brog coming at him. And he fixes his jaw, and he's coming at him. Brog, 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 Brog. But then Spear jumps out of the way, grabs his helmet off, bites his head, and rips his brain off. Lands. Blood is exploding from his head, and then the cheering stops. He looks. Brog! Yay! People are cheering. He doesn't like what happened. Why was this fight so weird, so different than the others? We cut to this cave, and we see this little steady stream of lava that's lighting it up. And Spear comes in, and we realize this is his little home. He sits down, kind of catches his breath, looks. The lava continues to drip. Looks down, and he notices his muscles are starting to grow back around his skeleton hand. And then he notices something else. His feet are all ashy and dirty. An idea forms. He scrapes it. Looks around. Runs. And there's a big flat wall. His own instincts are coming in. He presses himself hard against the wall and starts to draw. Drops down. Shakes his hand. Gets it all dirty. Comes back up with some more ash. And we push it in, and the music builds, and he's drawing the baby. And from that, we dissolve to the actual baby. Oops. And they're on their way, and we see it's the waterfall that we saw from where Spear was, where he jumped off. And they're trying to find a trail for him. Mira's walking down. Fang follows. The kids ever playful. They're like playing around, chasing, as teenagers do. And Mira is carefully coming down. Fang carefully, rock by rock, coming, and they're coming in roughhousing. Fang loses balance, super pissed, roars at them. They continue down. She's all pissed. Mira looks down. Baby's sleeping through it. She's been around these dinos for a little while now. Mira smiles. They're her family. And the kids run down. Still kind of fighting. Play fighting. Mira continues down. Fang's following. And then they fight and hits her in the water. Spike's swimming back. They're still playing. Fang comes in. Mira looks. And then we see this forest. It looks familiar. She comes down and she takes out the map from the last episode. And we see, and she's pointing to it. There it is. That's where they have to go. And we cross dissolve and they continue on. And then we cross dissolve again and we get to Spear. And he's so happy now because now he's drawn this whole mural. And he's so emotional and the music is kind of supporting it. And he's looking at all the baby drawings and the kids and Fang and Mira and Spear and the baby. It's unbelievable. He's having all these emotions. And he's gently caressing it. And then we hear gong, 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 gong. People are cheering. It's time to fight. He leaves and we cut to this guy. And he takes out two swords. Showing his great skill. Kick. Swings around. And then here comes the chieftain. He comes in with the crown. And we hear Spear just yelling. He jumps off. Plants his leg. And knocks the shit out of that guy. He flies up. Up in the air. And down on one of the spikes. He's speechless. Spear runs in. He's got no time for this. He's got to get back to his baby drawing. Grabs the crown. Here comes the guy with the elixir. He grabs the elixir. Drinks it. And runs back home. Drops the crown down. Cling, 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 cling. Slides to a stop. The crown's even bent. He's so excited. And then he continues to draw at the bottom. Filling up every part of this wall. The chieftain comes in. Sees what he's been drawing. Like, what does it all mean? He thinks he might understand. And then he looks and he sees the broken, dented crown. Very concerning. Then we cut. Staff goes down in the war pit. We pan up and it's got this little totem with horn sword blades coming out of it. And we see this like ancient monk type dude. All the guys are cheering. And then here comes the chieftain. He holds up the crown, which is fixed now. All the guys cheer. And here comes Spear again. He lands down. And then he notices something. The totem. Whoa. And he gets an idea that maybe it's just like the little flashback of the baby's doll. And this could be a doll. And then he's so excited. He goes for it. And then the guy takes back. Goes down. And just hits Spear down. Rips him out. Spear yells. He's like, oh, I could be alive still. And then he swings down again. Spear rolls out of the way. Lands. Goes down and tackles him. They roll. Hit. Punch. This guy's got some martial arts skills. Spear stumbles back. Runs at him. Kick. Flies back. He comes up, looks at the totem. And then he sees. Now he's doing this monkey kung fu style. And then we dissolve, and Spear sees it as a monkey. And then he realizes he knows how to fight monkeys. Gets pissed off. And then he goes like a monkey. He's like, Monkey charges him. Hits him, but it doesn't matter. And does monkey beat down on him. "Ah!" Everybody cheers. And he comes in, pulls the blades out of the totem, takes it off. The chieftain comes in with the crown again. Spear gets the totem, and that's all he's into. That's all he wants. The crown doesn't even matter anymore. And then he leaves. And the chieftain does not like this. We cut to the forest, the running creek, and we see the kids run past in the creek, the reflection, Fang comes through, and then Mira and the baby, and just wah, 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 and the baby's crying. Wah, wah. Everybody's really annoyed, and so is the audience. Baby will not stop crying. They've had enough. They're going to run past to get away from the sound. Fang's had enough. I'm going to quiet this kid. Mira's like, what? And she goes past. Baby continues to cry, and Fang growls at her. Even louder now. Fang's like all like spooked. And goes past. Nothing's working. Mira's a little concerned. Fang, and then runs away. They stop. Mira sits down. She's trying to kind of bounce the baby, but baby's still crying and crying and crying. Just like totally unnerved, unsettled. And then it's like flailing around. And finally Mira just kind of puts her down. And he stops crying. She bends over and then starts to crawl. Silly baby just wanted to be on her own crawling. And she comes down and is playing in the little shallow pools and is all happy. And Mira smiles. And she crawls past the two dino kids and sees Fang and crawls. Fang turns around and crawls up to Fang and puts her hand on it just like Spear does. Fang does a nice little purr. She's all happy. And then the baby crawls underneath and keeps going, and Fang kind of looks. And the kids follow to keep her safe. What a charming little warm family, is what Mira is obviously thinking. Then we cut to something lands. This giant man with a red mane. Spear lands. Whoa, he's never seen something so gigantic. Holy shit. And he flips his mane up and it freezes in there, and Spear's like, holy shit, that's what he needs for the doll. He needs hair. Gigantic's back, just punches Spear while he's having his daydream. He comes down, bounces, slides to a stop. Kicks him with his giant foot, smashes him against the wall, and then Spear just grabs him the foot. He releases it, and then he's like, huh? And he smashes him down on the ground, and then scrape, like wiping shit off your foot, scrape, and then Spear antics and bites the toe. Antics up, let's go, and then Spear runs around, jumps up in the air, grabs the hair, swings down, and pulls hard. Wow! The guy comes down. Giant camera shake. He lets go. Spear runs off screen. Grabs his lance. Runs in. Stab. Stab. Jumps around. Stab. Stab. Guy's bleeding. Yelling. Makes it hit himself. Yells. Flies down. Stabs his knee. He tries to clap. Misses him again. Spear lands. Looks up. The guy's a big bleeding mess. He gets up. Finally, all the loss of blood. Falls to his knees. Hair settles. Spear grabs it. Cut. That's all he wants. Yeah! Everybody's cheering. The chieftain offers him the crown. Nope, just wanted the hair. We cut to the little totem back in the cave. Spear's shadow comes in. He picks it up. He runs over, sits down next to his mural, looks around warmingly, brings up the toy, and then he carefully threads in between the totem. He's enjoying this crazily. Pulls it the other side, and now he's got the perfect little toy for his daughter, and he's gonna test playing with it. Meanwhile, the chieftain comes in with somebody. He looks, and there's a female creature, and the guy's like, "Whoa." That was Spear, sorry. And then he offers her to Spear, and she walks in, pretty sexy. She stops and starts undressing. He watches her, and then she stands naked before him. And then Spear stands up awkwardly, runs off, and just yells at the chieftain. He did not like that. Then we see him run outside, run away, and the chieftain comes out. What is the deal with this guy? We hear the pterodactyl, and Spear's off again. Very upset now. We see the running stream underneath this gigantic fallen tree. They're moving their way across it. Moving their way across. Mira stops. She looks, sits down, takes out the map. All right, they got past the tree, and now she sees the bridge, big tree over the river. She's going to follow that to whatever this is concerning. And then the baby comes in, and she crawls past on the map. And Mira smiles, and the dino kids are after her. And she's about to climb off the log, but then click, grabs her diaper sort of thing. Baby starts to cry. The other dino comes in. She gets placed on top. She's very happy, and he's like, "Hey, that's pretty cool." And Mira smiles again. Fang's walking, and then these two come past. And we cut on back to this weird little symbol, and she folds it up, and they continue on. Weird, mysterious forest. Kind of misty. They come in. They're Spike, who's the Spike dinosaur. It's got the baby. And Sonia, she's a little jealous. She wants the baby too. So he's proudly giving her a ride. Sonia sneaks in, grabs the baby, takes it off quietly, puts it on herself, and now she gets to enjoy it. And then Spike sees that she's got the baby, and he's pissed off, and he runs in. Now she turns around, and they start to fight. They both want the baby right in. And then we hear something's in the forest. Uh-oh. A crazy jaguar wear-jaguar. It roars, comes in quickly, bites Fang's necks and tackles all over. Digs in. Oh! They run off, but Mira runs in to grab the baby, but she's too late. The baby's on the ride into battle. Jaguar turns around. Wear-jaguar, sorry. He's got the blood all over his mouth. The kids run in. Hits down one of the kid dinos. The baby flies off. Just missing the guy. Rolls and stops. She starts to cry. He hears the baby. Mira's like, no. She goes after the baby. But here comes Fang. Bites, grabs her, throws the jaguar into the trees. Roars. Mira runs to grab the baby. He attacks. Slashes Fang. Mira runs in, but then as Fang is stepping back, she gets hit. The baby's still below. She slides to stop. She looks. The baby's underneath as Fang steps over the baby. Just missing the tail. Swings around. Bite, miss. Swings around. And I apologize, but I haven't finished cleaning up all the drawings, so we're going to get a little rough for the next little bit. Hits the guy. The kids attack. Fang roars to stay back. The wear-jaguar jumps right at it. Into Fang. Slash. Fang falls backwards. Mira finally gets the baby, just missing. Fang falling. The wear-jaguar jumps on top, then sees Mira running, then jumps after her. The Fang senses this, bites the tail, just misses it, but it scratches Mira's back, ripping her clothes off, gets flung back. Fang runs back with the wear-jaguar, and then just flings him back. He jumps back, lands like a leopard, and attacks. She roars. He roars. Now it gets fast and surreal. Slash. Mira looks up. Slash. Teeth flying. Blood flying. Another slash. Tail goes through. Blood squirt. Leg back. Bite. The kids roar. Blood explodes. Blood explodes. Mira screams. Blood everywhere. Blood hits the tree. Cut to exterior of Mira's village. Slowly, we see the pterodactyl with spear appear. We cut. It's nighttime. He looks. Nobody's around. He's got the little toy. He's so excited. Works his way. And then he sees a reflection. And because of the elixir, his skin has been growing back, and he's been healing, and his hair's been growing, and even his brain is covered now. He kind of looks, kind of checks himself out, and he kind of looks pretty good. He's kind of happy with it. Continues on. And then he stops, kind of hesitant. Kind of practicing what he's going to say. Super awkward. It's not good enough. Looks, and sees the toy. Yeah, he's going to lead with the toy. Cut inside Mira's room. And he brings up the toy and kind of like, almost like playing with it, so he doesn't scare the baby. Then he looks. Nobody's home. He looks, and there's where Fang lives. Cut inside. He comes in. They're gone too. He's a little concerned. Looks down, and then sees the tracks, and they lead out of the village. He runs up, looks into the forest. Where have they gone? Runs. Pterodactyl. They fly away. It screams as they fly past. He's very concerned and determined. Now we have the waterfall where we last, where Spear was last. Flies around. Splashes into the water. He jumps down. Walks onto the riverbed. Is looking around for anything, any clues, and then spots it. And then sees the tracks of Fang. And then sees the tracks heading towards the little skull mountain that was part of the map. It looks kind of scary. He doesn't like it. Runs back on the pterodactyl. It lifts off. Screams, and then to be continued in the last episode ever. 30. We did it. As we remember, Spear came back to see Mira at the village, but they were gone. And the last time we saw them, they were in the middle of a fight with the wear-jaguar. So we begin. Downshot of a forest and river, and the pterodactyl flies in. Spear's driving at it, of course. Looking around. Concerned. Spots something. Circles back. Lands. Climbs down. Walking around, looking around. Sees something. Footprints. Truck in. He's excited. Runs off. Pterodactyl notices. It follows. We see him running onto the big log that we saw from the previous episode. Pterodactyl swishes around. He runs in, looking around, sees something, tracks. Examines them. Concerning. Gets up, starts throwing. Music's emotional, concerned, what could have happened. Jumps over. Running. Boom! Blood everywhere splattered on the forest. He runs in, looking around. Everywhere, blood is everywhere. We pan over it. You can't believe this. What massacre could have happened here? Blood splattered on the trees. He comes in, looking around, examining, following the blood trail. Pterodactyl still swirling around. Looking. Baby footprints and crawling knees. Footprints made in blood. He sees the trail leading behind it, and there's a splatter of blood on the rock. And then he flashes at what could have happened, and he sees the baby crawling, and the baby turns the corner, and the horrific splatter of blood. He yells, running, following, turns the corner. Relief. More of the trail continues. He continues to follow it. And then sees now devastation. Broken trees and limbs. And blood still everywhere. We pan over this destruction. And on him. And now we see what happened. And we continue the fight with the wear-jaguar. As Fang's feet comes in to a stop, she crashes and breaks a tree. The wear-jaguar comes in, finishes another tree. She spins around, tries to bite him. He comes in, slashes her. She hits him with her head. He flies back, skids to a stop. She attacks. He comes in, slashes Fang. Painful scream. Slams into the tree. Pissed off, turns around, comes at him, misses. He antics up, but then she catches his arm and she rips her off. Blood splurts out. The arm lands, and we see Spear step into it. He's kind of detective, putting it all together in his mind. We pan up, and he's watching it. Then he looks, and he sees a whole pool of blood. And now we cut to the action as it happened, and we see the wear-jaguar roaring as the blood is just pooling down and making a giant pool underneath him. Fang roars angrily. She charges him. She stops and then smashes him with her tail. He flies off screen. It's like Spear is watching this whole thing. He turns. Where'd he go? And he follows the trail. And he comes up, and there he sees it, just as he suspected. And we see the pierced jaguar dead. And then all of a sudden, he hears what he thinks is a little baby crying. There they are! The baby, Mira, Fang, Spike, Sonia, the Dino kids, and she's nursing Fang. He can't believe this. The emotions overwhelming him. Mira. The kids look. Fang opens her eyes a little bit. Mira. He can say the words again. He's whole. She can't believe it. She runs up to him. And then she's shocked. He's all healed. She's checking him out real closely. And then she hugs him. She's got her spear back. And then Fang roars. The kids are all excited. They run in. They're loving up on Spear, cuddling with him all around. It's so sweet. And Mira realizes the baby has crawled up. She comes in and picks it up. And we hear some baby noises. The kids make room. And there she presents Spear's daughter. And he brings up her hand to say hi, and he realizes it's still his skeleton hand, and he kind of switches and brings up his normal hand, and she's just kind of unsure of who this dude is, and then she kind of puts her hand on his hand. And then Spear sees Fang, and he approaches her. She still thinks it's the old Spear, and he comes closer. And he sits down and then lets her smell his good hand. Gets a big swoosh in, and then she realizes it's Spear. It's his scent is back. She's so excited. She tries to get up, but she's weak. He's like, oh. He kind of calms her down and gives her a big hug. It's so wonderful and emotional with the music lifting us. And everything is so great. And then we hear, the pterodactyl. And Spear's like, oh, right. And he runs. Yells for the pterodactyl. The pterodactyl yells. Fang's kind of pissed off at another creature here. And pterodactyl lowers his... and the kids start roaring at it. And Spear's like, oh, kind of calming them down. It's okay. He runs up, climbs up, and grabs something. Runs past. And brings up the toy that he made from all the parts of the guys he was fighting through the last couple episodes. And he's like, do. Baby likes it. Mira's like, wow. And then the baby reaches for it, and then Spear kind of ends up holding her, and then he brings it in, and he's holding his baby, and the baby's just kind of playing with his little doll, and then she kind of looks up, and then he kind of gives her a smile, and then he looks at Mira, and she smiles, and everyone's kind of warm and fuzzy. It's a pretty great emotional moment after these last 10 episodes of hell. Then the Dino kids come in, and they're watching as the baby's playing with and she's showing them her new doll, and she's kind of playing, and all of a sudden, a dart comes in. Another dart, and the other dinosaur is getting sleepy, poisonous darts, and Spear tries to catch the dinos. He falls, and the other one falls. Mira's shocked. She looks back, and Fang uses all her strength to get up and roar. More darts come in. More darts for her, and it overpowers her, and she collapses. No! She runs, tries to go for the baby, but then she's shot with darts, and she passes out. The baby starts to cry. Spear ducks. The darts coming at him. But then finally, he's hit with the darts. And he collapses down. And then ominous, recognizable shadows cover him. Black. Volcano erupting like sounds. He opens up. Everyone's still sleeping. But now they're in the fighting pit. Oh, shit. And then he kind of gathers himself and he looks up. He's back. And the chieftain is holding the baby. The baby's kind of crying. He roars, and then he realizes he's chained. He looks down. He looks back up. And now we see this dude carrying a cauldron of the black goo with that guy who was in charge of it. And then he holds up the spoon again. Another guy lifts up the Spike's mouth. And they pour a spoonful of the black goo into Spike. He can't believe it. And then he tries to break free. Glug, 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 glug. And then they walk away. Then he looks, and then they're here on Sonya. And they open up her mouth, and they pour in the liquid. And they pan over back to Spike. Now something starts to happen. His eyes crack open. He comes out. the eyes disappear and the horrible red color comes in. Now he starts mutating. Horrendous teeth start growing out. Claws become larger. Feet become larger. And then he sees now Sonya has awoken and she's mutating. And now Mira, oh no. And the guy comes in, picks her up, tilts her head back, opens her mouth, and they give her some black goo. And now he's like, ah! He's trying even harder to fight. And now she screams from pain. Now she starts to transform and mutate, convulsing, contorting. Part of her clothes starts to rip as she goes bigger. Her hair shrinking into a mohawk, contorting all her muscles. Legs grow. She comes in. Horrific scream. She's become a mutated monster from the black elixir. And now they come to Fang. Oh no, he lifts up Fang's mouth. They come in with a cauldron. Now he lifts up the whole cauldron and pours all of it inside. The crowd's going crazy. Spear can't believe it. And then now he has the flashback of Rage of the Ape Men, of what that one drop did to the gorilla. And now Fang's getting a whole cauldron of it. He can't believe it. The guys quickly run away. And then the volcano starts to get a little bit more violent. Not full eruption yet, but it's definitely getting more violent. Now we come in back on Fang. She opens her eyes. She starts to contort. Snaps her giant now tail. Giant claws grow. Feet transform. Muscles pulse through her whole body. Backbone grows. She comes up into camera. Turns around. Giant step. Hideous roar. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. All his family is now transformed into these mutated monsters. He can't believe it. And then he looks up and the baby's screaming. Ah! He's super pissed off. Ah! He yells at the chieftain. And now, oh shit. Now they're starting to roar at each other. She tries to attack. And then Mira comes in. She starts slashing her giant claws at Fang. She jumps up, slashes him. Ah! He tries to stop them, but there's no talking to these crazed, mutated beasts. And now we pull out. We pull out as the kids are roaring at each other. And now they start to fight. Bite. He bites her head off and then she throws him. Spike throws her. She lands upside down. He now tries to smash the rock. Meanwhile, back in the action, Fang's roaring. Mira's roaring. He tries to step on her. She starts to run away. He comes at her, snapping his jaws at her. She's running fast away. Now she puts her foot down. Slides to a stop as Fang attacks, and then she jumps over him, swirls around, lands on his back, and then antics back as he swirls around, and then she sticks her claws right into his back, and she rips up his hide. She roars in pain. She antics back, scratches him again. Monsters fighting again. We switch back to Spike, who's now attacking Sonya. She jumps up in the air. He looks up. Now she's on her way back down. She smashes his head down on the ground. She comes off, grabs his head, and then hit his head. Spear's trying to break free, breaking the chain. It breaks. The chain breaks. He's trying to save his friends. He's watching this. She's about to scratch again. Spear tackles her off. She spins around. They land safe. And then she antics up and he just pushes her away just as she tries to scratch him. She slides to a stop and comes in. He uses his bracelet as a blocking bracelet. Cling, cling, cling. But now here comes Fang. Bite. Comes around. Swishes tails. Hits her. She flies through. Hits Sonya as she flies past. Spike roars and continues to fight. She lands, flips off. They come around and now they're attacking Mira. She comes in, slashes one. He bites her leg. She slashes him. He comes in, tries to bite. And then she hugs him and then slashes his face. Meanwhile, spear lands. And then he sees slash, slash, slash. They're all fighting each other. Now he hears this roar off screen. It's Fang. She's chasing him. The crowd goes mad. And then he sees as they're fighting, slap, bite, and he grabs Mira's body and flings her. She flies, hits the wall. He runs up the wall and just gets out of the way as Fang bites the wall. Running at camera, Fang is following, trying to get to them fighting. He's trying to save everybody. He jumps, tackles the dinos, gets them out of the way, but here comes Fang. She gets out of the way. The teeth miss. Digs the ground. Roars. Spear stands up. Sonya stands up. Spike stands up. And now there's a circle of everyone. Dun, dun, dun. Fang roars. The kids roar as Spear's looking. Mira roars. She roars at Mira. Mira roars. She roars again at everyone. They roar. Now everything becomes a swirl of roars, but there's this emotional cue that starts to come in as all of his friends have turned and he's hopeless. And now he has memories of his family through all the adventures they had together. The kids being born. Spear and Fang at their most precious moments. When they first met Mira. The final face-off. Dun, 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 dun. Fang bites. Dino attacks. He grabs its mouth, pushes it down. Here comes Spike. He grabs Spike's tail, pushes him back, jumps up in the air. Mira jumps up in the air. He tackles Mira just before she's bitten. He's trying to save everyone. Mira grabs his back and scratches him off. He lets go. She crash lands. She lands. Here comes Fang right in. She misses and slashes at him. Meanwhile, the kids jump on Fang's back and they're biting him. And he rears back. And she roars. And now she steps back. As they're trying to eat her back. Spirit can't believe it. She wants to join the violence. She runs in. He tries to stop him, and then finally, the volcano erupts. Earthquake. Everyone goes fucking crazy. The whole thing is shaking. The earth starts to split. Lava's everywhere. She whip slaps one of the dinos off her back. He lands on a rock. And then slaps another one. The camera shake is growing through all of this. Steam eruptions are everywhere. Spear sees the dino flying to its doom. He jumps up. she hits the wall, and he grabs her mouth just to save her. And then she doesn't care. She bites her hand. He lifts her up with all his strength, throws her off, and then sees they're facing off each other. Everything's moving. The ground is shaking. The pit is collapsing. There's the chieftain. He just flips the baby away to try to save himself. Spear makes a run for it. The baby's falling. Grabs the baby just before it hits the lava. The baby's tears drop into the lava. One little hair catches fire. Spear makes it, holding the baby. The eruption continues. The building behind him topples. He looks, the baby looks. He kind of smiles. Everything's okay. More screaming. The lava's coming in. Everything's starting to separate. Everyone still wants to kill each other, though. She's sinking. She antics. Jumps up to Fang. She comes in. Just gets out of the way. But now her lock is starting to break. More lava's flowing down. The crack goes in between Mira. We pan up to her. Spirit can't believe it. Oh, shit. Now, the earth splits. She starts to fall. She attacks. He jumps up. Jumps. Distracts Fang. She runs past Mira and jumps. Lands where Spear is. Bites. Spear jumps out of the way, grabs one of the rocks, looks back. She steps forward, but now the rock starts to topple. She steps back to balance herself. She sees. Here comes Spike on the attack. He lands, flips her away. But now he's about to sink into the lava. Spear jumps, comes down, balances it up, lifts the rock up. She still tries to bite him. He jumps off. Meanwhile, Mira lands on a piece safely. He sees it, lands, runs to her, and she slashes at him. He gets out of the way. She slashes again. He gets out of the way, but one nail, one little touch, cling, cuts the baby. The baby screams from pain. This gets Mira's attention. The scream of the baby. Spear looks. Oh, something's happening. The scream of the baby is like she's feeling it. She screams from pain. Spear looks down at the baby, and then he realizes the baby's scream. It's breaking Mira from the spell. He holds the baby closer. She struggles. The baby's screaming. And then her eyes, Mira's return. The mutation goes back. Her hair grows back. She grabs the baby. The baby stops crying. She sees the blood trickle from his head. She can't believe she did that. She wipes the baby scratch. And then she hugs. Oh! Everyone's roaring. We pan up. The volcano's gone crazy now. Lava's pouring down. Earthquakes are everywhere. He runs back to Mira. Like, you get the fuck out of here. He runs up. He points to all the people running away from here. She's kind of like frozen, not sure what to do of all the mayhem. He comes in. He kind of just pushes her. Go! And then she runs off, seemingly into safety. He turns back. We hear screaming. These guys are still fighting. Fang's trying to bite his children. And then meanwhile, a rock falls into the lava. There's a lava splash as the kids are roaring. And now this little tidal wave of lava comes in, hits the rock, and then one piece of lava hits Sonia. She screams from the pain. Spear stops and looks, and there he sees the transformation happen. The pain has caused her to get back to normal. She mutates back. She shakes it off. What? Meanwhile, Spike is still mutated. Trying to get her. He looks at the lava. He looks around to use something. He's trying to bite his sister. He's got to stop her. Meanwhile, we see a guy trying to run away, and he slips. And the spear, lance throws in the air. That's it. He jumps in the air, grabs it, lands, jumps back. Dip, comes back up. And now he sees him fighting. He has to do it. It worked. The pain made her get rid of the mutation. She transformed back, roars, and now the brother and sister see each other, what they have done, and they kind of cuddle, making sure that everyone is okay. Spear's so happy. Oh, there's one left. Crazy mutated ass Fang. Dip. He runs in right at her. Gets out of the way. Just as she tries to bite him, he antics back and then burns her with the lava. She screams from pain. He's happy it's working. Oh no. It's not working. She runs after him now. Jump. She's still chasing him. It didn't work. He dips it again. Pokes her again. She hits him. He flies in. Lands. She goes chasing him after. He's trying to crawl higher. Every chance he gets. Tries to poke her again. She comes after him. He lands on another rock. She comes in. He slashes with the lava under her skin. They're yelling, concerned for their mom. Now he's climbing up this rock, poking at her as she's trying to bite him. Poke. Now he looks back. There's nowhere to go, just lava at the bottom. He sees her roar, but it's still red. It's not working. And then he has no choice. Poke. And then he falls. She screams, and finally it's broken through as he falls, but it's too late. Spear's gonna die, and then Fang, mutated back, has grabbed him. He falls in, he looks up. There's Fang. They're super happy. She brings him up, and then we hear Mira scream. We see her now stuck in the lava of an island. It's surrounded by lava. Fang antics, flips, spear up. She flips around, lands off top of Fang. Yeah! They're back. She roars at the kids. Come on. They follow. Grab Mira just in time. He flips her back on Fang. They follow. And then make it safe away as boom, 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 dun, dun. The land of the volcano people is destroyed. Dissolve, moonlight, everything's peaceful. We truck out. It's late night, sleeping village. We cut to Spear sleeping, and then he opens his eyes. Oh. He gets up, looks around, gets up, walks past Mira. He sees the baby sleeping. Everything is safe. Comes in, covers her, and his arm still hasn't healed, so this is like a day or two after. All the memories from everything that's happened. It takes a toll on him. He looks out, and we see where Fang and the kids live. He comes out, and there he sees the mural and the kids and Fang sleeping. He sees what he drew, that he's alone from the 20th episode. He comes in, comes down, is looking at it, gets his hand all dirty with the ash, and then he starts to draw. He draws Mira and the baby. He starts to draw Fang. He's drawing and drawing, and now we reveal that they are all together, whole as a family. And he's happy. He gets up. The story is completed, and he sees Fang sleeping. He smiles. That's where he belongs. She looks as he snuggles on her. She goes back to sleep, and now boom, 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 dun, 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 dun. The kids join. boom, boom. And then Mira comes in. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun. And the baby curls up. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 dun, dun. And now we come in right at the ending where we left off episode 20, as now the adult dinosaurs come in, roaring, and Fang comes in, and now Sonia comes in, all an adult, and Mira comes in, her hair is grown back now, and everything is great. And now we see Spear's daughter, and she looks, and they look, it's exactly like the end of episode 20, and she goes out, "Rawr!" and she roars, but of course now, here comes Spear, and he's with him, and we finish the timeline as he comes in, and he's part of the family, and she roars, "Da, da, 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 da." End of Primal for now.